I am a sucker for political TV dramas. And not just because I was a political science major in college, but because I absolutely love the interior design of most of the sets, particularly the homes of the main characters. It appears that they all coincidentally lived in townhomes that have beautifully executed traditional interiors. They are elegant yet livable, with beautiful fabrics, muted patterns, gorgeous color palettes. Well, you get the idea. I really love the traditional style when executed well. But I also absolutely love the new traditional interior design style, and so do many others, especially if they don't care for the darker ornate furniture and more elaborate detailing that you often find with traditional interiors. Personally, I can't decide. If I were to redecorate my home today, and I'm seriously considering doing it, would I go with traditional or new traditional? But first, as you may know, in my YouTube style series, I cover interior design styles that are hot, new, or styles that I love. Well, clearly I need to check the box for styles that I love, but I would also argue that this is hot, at least new traditional is, especially in the Eastern US, and has been for a while. So this video is a double edition. I'm going to be covering two styles in the hopes of helping me to decide which one I love more, and I encourage you to play along as well by jotting down which elements you prefer from each style. Let's start with the architectural features. In traditional, you will see more elaborate crown moldings, dentil molding, arches, columns, lots of wall or picture frame molding, elaborate fireplace mantels, including traditional French mantels, and coffered ceilings. New traditional still has beautiful crown molding and wall molding, but it's definitely a more pared down version. New traditional also kept the coffered ceilings. I mean, wouldn't you? Okay, so when comparing the two, the winner for me is traditional. I absolutely love molding, and I especially love extra detailing like dental molding. Okay, moving on to the furniture. Traditional furniture uses a lot of dark woods, curved lines, and often more elaborately carved legs and feet. While you still see plenty of the same curved lines, including rolled arms on seating, the lines will be a bit cleaner and you will see more simple legs. Case good items in new traditional homes also have simpler, cleaner lines and are visually lighter than traditional pieces. Also, traditional will use antiques that are either from a specific time period or use reproductions that mimic furniture from the same time period, namely the 18th and 19th centuries, such as Queen Anne, Sheridan, and Chippendale furniture. Conversely, new traditional will use traditional pieces, but will mix in more modern and contemporary pieces, which definitely gives the room a more updated and eclectic look. And something like a Berger chair, which is a classic piece, looks wonderful in both styles. Finally, in traditional design, formal symmetry is incredibly important, perhaps the most important design element. To that point, you will see matching end tables, matching nightstands, matching console tables, etc. With new traditional, symmetry is still important, but matching pieces not as important. Instead, you may see more informal symmetry by using pieces that complement each other rather than match. Okay, so head-to-head in this area, the winner for me is definitely new traditional. Now let's talk soft materials. In the traditional style, you will see plenty of velvet, linen, leather, silk, damask, along with tufting, nail head trim, kick pleat and ruffle skirts, and piped edges on the pillows. And it turns out, much of the same is used in new traditional as well, although you will typically see kick pleat skirts rather than ruffle skirts, and not so much damask. So all in all, I guess I love it all. Moving on to color schemes. While you will see some lighter color schemes in the traditional style, it's more common to see darker, richer color schemes, including deep red, green, navy blue, and dark brown. New traditional uses a lot of light neutrals, including whites, creams, grays, and beige, and you're more likely to see brighter versions of non-neutrals that traditional uses, such as brighter greens and blues like we see here. Head to head, I have to go with new traditional on this one. Now, in terms of patterns, both styles definitely like their patterns. Traditional loves to use paisley and plaid. New traditional loves ikat and animal prints, and both will happily use floral and stripes. The winner for me in this area is new traditional again. I love the less traditional patterns, so this is perfect for me. For window treatments, luxurious drapes abound in the traditional style, both solid and patterned, and in more formal rooms, you'll also see valances, swags, and/or tiebacks. Plantation shutters or Roman shades are also frequently used in the traditional style. In new traditional, this all gets lightened up. We still have lovely drapes or curtains, and they are solid or patterned, but they are simple, meaning no valances, swags, tiebacks, etc. And they are often paired with flat Roman shades or bamboo shades. Or they may forego the curtains or drapes altogether and just use a pretty patterned Roman shade. This is another easy choice for me. New traditional all the way. In the area of flooring, both commonly use wood flooring, as well as marble or porcelain tile that looks like marble in places like the entryway and bathrooms. Carpeting is generally going to be limited to bedrooms in both of these styles. Where you start seeing differences is in the rugs. While you will see jute rugs in traditional interiors, you will typically see more Oriental, Persian, and silk rugs with traditional patterns. In new traditional, you definitely could see some of these more traditional rugs, but you will typically see a lot more natural fiber rugs like jute or sisal, as well as rugs with more contemporary patterns. For me, the winner is traditional. I love the more traditional style rug, and I think they look great in a new traditional room. And I love jute rugs as well, which also works with traditional. Now let's talk about lighting. Both traditional and new traditional use a lot of sconces, which happens to be my very favorite type of light fixture for a lot of reasons. Both styles will also use industrial style lighting as well as crystal chandeliers, although you will also see mid-century modern fixtures in new traditional spaces. Lampshades are the other place you may commonly see a difference. In the traditional style, lampshades are more typically bell-shaped, pleated, and/or patterned. New traditional prefers drum-shaped lampshades in simple solid colors like white, cream, and black. No contest for me on this one. I love all style light fixtures. The more the merrier. Plus, I personally prefer a drum shade to a bell shade. So new traditional takes the win. In terms of artwork, in the traditional style, you will typically see single-piece art installations of traditional subjects, typically in a gold and sometimes ornate frame. You may also see 2 or 3 pieces of artwork vertically stacked. New traditional often will go with contemporary and modern themes for its artwork. The frames are simple, and in addition to single art pieces, this style will also use gallery walls in a grid or linear arrangement. You will also see differences in the wall mirrors. In traditional interiors, you'll more commonly see ornate mirrors, such as French Victorian, but in new traditional interiors, you will see wall mirrors with updated, simple silhouettes. This is a really hard one for me, as I do love more traditionally themed artwork, as well as ornate French mirrors, but I also like abstract artwork as well. I think my heart goes with the traditional style on this element. And finally, for accessories, both styles use a lot of books, flowers, candle holders, Asian and traditional style vases, and ceramic sculptures. So not a lot of difference, although I would say that you might see a more pared down approach more often in the new traditional style. So since I lean more towards minimalism than maximalism in my own interior design, I've got to go with new traditional. Okay, so if by chance you were keeping track, then you know that I chose traditional 3 times, I chose new traditional 6 times, and one area offered little difference. I have to admit, I'm surprised. I thought it would be a much closer match. Clearly, new traditional is the style for me. I wonder if it is for you too. Let me know in the comments. That said, I hope you enjoyed my rather indulgent review of the traditional and new traditional styles. And if by chance you found the style that you love through this video, then I'll feel better about the indulgence. As always, thank you for watching, and please subscribe so you can be notified of future interior design style videos. Happy decorating!